This week's sermon, Leading According to Torah. One of the banes of society these days is the leadership of various countries and groups. Ideally, leaders should be guiding their people and deciding based on wisdom and working with others in their respective governments or groups to achieve the best and most efficacious outcome for their people. Unfortunately, this is the exception, not the rule. The Torah is very specific on this point, and it is covered in this week's portion, Shoftim. Shoftim and Shotrim, tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. Judges and officers, justice, justice shall you pursue. And the repetition of justice is the Hebrew way of emphasizing the word, and in this case, the concept. In previous portions, we were shown the review of many commandments, and in some cases, new commandments. Now, the leaders who will implement these commandments are highlighted. The judges and officers of the court are men, male-dominated society, who will adjudicate and enforce secular and mundane judgments. We have the Kohanim, priests, and the Levites, the ministers, who will be teaching the Holy Scriptures to people and inspire them to spiritual achievement. Finally, there are the kings. In Judaism, kings are the ultimate civil servants. They are not dictators who are above the law. Rather, they are leaders that rule by example. They were the ultimate civil servant, there to serve the people. They must follow the laws and teachings and demonstrate how to live a righteous life, and then implement and enforce and rule according to those holy teachings. For a king to ignore laws and rule by their own mandate is alien in our culture. The times when kings went their own way ended tragically for them. For kings to rule in accordance with Hashem's teachings, they needed to know Torah. To know Torah, they had to write two Torahs. Now, one would be for the palace library, the other for his personal use. Now, if his father had passed down a Torah scroll, then he would only have to write one. But he still had to write that Torah. Many people remember their school days in taking notes. We learn through our fingers, so to speak. This is what the kings are doing. They are learning Torah the best way available by writing it all out. And they had to keep that Torah with them so that they can refer to it. This way they ruled in accordance with God's law. This is quite a contrast to what we see today, and yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that. People get to be in charge and they think they are the law. They ignore what's written down and on the books and thinks that since they are the leader, what they say goes. They believe that they are above the law. And how does this persist? Simple. No one's there to challenge it. Sometimes there are. Most of the time, unfortunately, the masses go along with their rule and don't challenge them. Either way, they are intimidated by the leader's position, or the leader has minions, cronies, or military that enforce their rule. Elie Wiesel said that silence helps the tormentor, not the tormented. Those who stand by and do nothing are allowing the leader to dictate. Some leaders believe that their power is absolute. This is one reason why kings had to write that personal Torah. Besides knowing the laws, they were reminded whose laws they are. They are not mundane or secular laws mandated by flawed humans, but rather divine dictums of absolute truth. And this absolute truth honored and respected individuals, and this is really the difference. Man-made laws honor the man. Divinely mandated laws honor humankind. They are meant to allow everyone to flourish and grow and evolve and prosper. Often these leaders are looking to honor only themselves. How do we tell the difference? Simple. Who's benefiting by the ruler's rule? Is it the ruler or is it the people? And the former is what happens when leaders ignore God.